downtown.
No, I totally agree. And then downtown Portland's, I've definitely seen that change.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't go there. I don't even like to go downtown anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so sad to see everything that's happened to it in the last couple of years with the pandemic and all that. I don't even like to go down there.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
It is sad to see. I feel like it's coming back a little bit, but I just went and kind of sat at Pioneer Square for a little bit.
I haven't been down there in years.
And it was just kind of shocking, the stuff you see, you know. And it's just, you know.
To see the addiction is what breaks my heart.
The addiction.
It breaks my heart.
You just be in there. It's just so out in the open now.
I know, it's nuts. It's crazy.
It's nuts how out.
When I was a user, I would never in a million years think about the way that using that way.
Yeah.
It was a secret for me. Like, I didn't want people to know what I was doing. Like, why would I, you know what I mean? And it is out in the open. It's like, my kids they're grown, 22 and 21, and they're like, Mom, look at that. Mom, look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah, I went by a McDonald's and there was just on West Burnside.
Yeah, I bet.
At night, and there was just 6 people leaning against the McDonald's with their foils out.
It's so sad.
And it was like, whoa, dude! Like, you think even just McDonald's would be like, hey, get out of here?
Yeah,
like,
no, they don't.
But
even
they can't call the police. What are the police gonna do?
Well, it's starting to be where they can, right? Soon, I mean, it's gonna be a problem here soon. It's supposed to be like.
Oh, are they changing?
It's starting to be evident. Like, they're starting to start kicking butts, you know, and getting people going to where they can't be doing it like that on the open no more. And then they're reversing the whole crime thing, where it's not a crime back to a crime.
Hard drugs. Yeah, they're doing another vote.
Yeah, well, they're doing another vote. Hopefully, even though I was a drug user and, you know, whatever, I still think it should be a crime. Like, look at how lax everybody's gotten about it.
Yeah, that's almost what everyone has been saying that I talked to.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy.
They're just like, you should be trying to hide it.
Yeah, it's gotten out of control.
Yeah.
It made it a lot easier for people to be a drug addict. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but the other part is like the fentanyl it's so accessible and there's so much of it that comes in.
How and why and where did it come from? Like
that's the other thing that's changed a lot too, other than the law, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. Thank God I never had any, you know, curiosity about that. I never even had a run-in with it. So thank God.
Oh yeah, thank God. It's that the drugs are one thing, but the opiates.
You don't come back from them. You just really don't. It's so sad to see people. They're like brain dead the rest of their lives.
I
don't know.
Yeah, so. Just the how easy it is to overdose. How hard it is to quit.
I've had like 4 or 5 of my friends pass away.
Really?
Overdosing. Yeah, it's sad. And they're my friends, and then people are like, wow, why are they your friends? I'm not like them. I don't know. You know, I stopped associating with them when they started doing the fentanyl.
Yeah.
I removed myself, and they're gone. It's sad. It's sad. There's a lot of people in my generation that are gone. Like, all my childhood friends almost that I grew up with are all passed away.
Wow.
From drugs, heart failure, or, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's crazy.
What part of town were you from?
I'm from, you know where Juvis Truck Stop is? North Portland, Marine Drive area?
Oh, yeah.
I grew up right there, about a half a mile from Juvis Truck Stop.
Okay.
And so my dad was a long haul truck driver.
Oh, okay.
So my mom and dad bought a house down there in a little housing association.
Mm-hmm.
And so I grew up right there. And then I went to Jefferson High School and Whitaker Middle School and all the hardcore schools back then.
Yeah, North Portland isn't quite what it's like now, huh?
No. And like I said, I was the only Caucasian girl on my dance team. But I didn't ever fit in pretty well, you know, up until high school. And then it was like, oh, God. They started getting a little rougher.
Yeah.
So I quit school and went to a smaller alternative school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't like the competition of my race. You know, like I just didn't like to feel like I had to compete with.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were kind of singled out.
Yeah, and I was never racist, so I didn't like the feeling of, you know. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to the school no more. I just quit.
Wow. Yeah.
So
then, what year was that? Was that like freshman, sophomore?
That was my freshman year, at the beginning of my freshman year. And actually, you know what? I never went back and got my GED. I was a test away from my GED.
Oh, okay.
And I got pregnant when I was 18, and I just never have sought out school since.
Huh.
I've done some medical nurse training that you can get without your GED, you know, but that's never true. Like, you know, they want you to have your GED. They just tell you that to get you in the course, and then, you know, they want your GED. Of course they're going to want your GED.
Oh.
So, what was it? Everest College, remember back when Everest was around? That was one, and they're gone now. But I tried, you know, and I always get to the end and mess up. That's not my story of my life. I get almost to that accomplishment, and I sabotage myself.
Huh.
But lately, I haven't been doing that. I've been
Okay.
Yeah.
There's always time to evolve, right?
Oh yeah, it's about that time. I'm 42. I'm like, I'm tired of being a failure. Like, I gotta have something in my life, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. So, yeah, your dad was a long haul truck driver. Was he around very much?
No, him and my mom, they were not. They were. My mom also, she was a chauffeur with him, so she had her CDL chauffeur license. And they chose to go out on the road, and I raised myself. I was home by myself from the age of 6. The neighbors would keep an eye on me. The older teenage neighborhood kids would keep an eye on me. I would get myself up for school. My chore list was on the refrigerator. I would eat microwavable food, and then let's see. When I was 11, I was raped by my best friend's brother, and my mom said, "Oh, I gotta stay home with my daughter." It was a little too late. By then, all the damage was done.
Yeah.
Here I am, this independent 11-year-old that doesn't want to listen to no rules because I never had any rules growing up when it mattered.
Yeah.
So then I was a rebellious teenager from that. Not too. I mean, I've seen way worse. So I was an angel compared to what I've seen lately. But I was a little bit of a rebellious teenager, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna make me go to school. You didn't care. You didn't care then. Why am I gonna go now? You know, why am I gonna listen to you now? So that's what I did. I mean, but I can't say I had a bad childhood though. Right. I never went without. You know, I always had what I needed and what I wanted, and just not the emotional. I guess the emotional support wasn't there, which is really important these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I have 2 boys. They were taken away, but then my mom adopted them. So they've been in my life. They never were actually away.
Oh, okay, good.
That was my first real hard trial and tribulation in life, was getting the kids taken. But I overcame that, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna keep on trucking. I'm not gonna let them stop me. You know, I fell into my addiction really hard, and I was like, no, I gotta pull myself out of this. I'm not gonna let them win. You know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they're great kids. My kids are great. They're both head mechanics at Enterprise.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they're certification, and they just keep passing all their tests, and they're just gonna keep climbing the ladder. So I'm like, how do you got such good kids? People ask me, how you got such good kids? I'm like, why? They're like, well, I'm like, well, what are you trying to say? I'm a bad person. No, my kids are really great. They amaze me. But this is my older son's motto. He's like, just because you came from a bad background doesn't mean you got to keep that trend going. Like, just because you have your mom and dad are drug addicts or whatever they are, mom, and they don't take it personal, mom. I go, I never take it personal to me. He goes, but it doesn't mean I have to be. And that's why I like that. I like that way he thinks, you know. It's like awesome.
Yeah.
And, can't blame me for his problems, and that's what I love about my son. He never blames me and my actions for how he is if he's doing bad. He just owns it. I love it.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So yeah, I got 2 good kids. My dad passed away 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and my mom's by herself up in Washougal now. I'm kind of like stuck here because my kids are here.
Yeah.
I just got a chance to get housing in St. Helens.
Okay.
And I'm kind of limbo on that. I got an appointment Friday, and I only had a couple days to think about it. And I'm like, oh God, a couple days? Are you serious? Because I just landed a job I wanted. I've been wanting this job for 2 years.
Yeah.
I've been there 1 day a week for 2 years, just hanging on, just 1 day a week, trying to get my foot in the door for hours because it's through an app, like a gig app, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And I finally got my foot in the door 4 days a week, and I'm a lead. I'm a lead now, and I'm like, okay, man, do I really want to move that far away and leave the job? But then I really am ready for a different environment to live in, like with just people. I want something different, you know what I mean? But I'm like, man, my job, and I don't want to sabotage myself here. I go again, I get the job, and then I move far away, and then can I get up on time and drive? Probably not. So I got all this stuff I got to think about the next couple days, like what am I gonna do? But yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I sold drugs for 20 years. Is what I did.
Oh really?
And so working for me is like something brand new. I mean, I've had jobs, Dairy Queen, McDonald's, whatever. But this is a chance for me to bump up my ladder. I can learn logistics and transportation, and I can, get management skills. I mean, I could actually move up and take it somewhere. So I just really don't want to lose it. But I just made money selling drugs for 20 years. I didn't have to listen to nobody. I was my own boss.
Yeah.
And it was illegal, and I just lived life on the edge. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
It feels good to get up every day, go to work, have a set schedule, and I finally got an apartment. I've been homeless for 2 years now.
Okay.
I was homeless for 2 years, and I finally got an apartment a month ago.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I'm living that new life, too. I have my own place, my own door. I get to walk into my own place, and yes. So things are moving up for me. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Things are moving up, it seems like,
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. So I've been through a lot of domestic violence relationships, so I'm trying to stay away from that. I'm trying to be single. I tell everybody I'm going to turn into a lesbian for life. I'm done with men. But it's not men's fault, I can't say that because it's not men's fault, right? Shit happens. That's what my motto is. I'm going to be a lesbian now. If I meet a guy, the guy tries, I'm a lesbian. And they're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, good strategy, I think.
I mean, yeah. Or I wear a ring on my finger, or you try to use that
yeah.
model too. You know, like, people don't talk to me. I'm kind of an unsociable person when it comes to men right now.
Yeah,
You know.
we all need breaks.
Oh, I need a long break. A long one. So yeah.
Yeah, what was what got you started selling drugs?
Oh, what got me selling? Oh well, of course I had a habit I wanted to take care of. You know, needed to take care of, and I wasn't making money any other way to buy it. So yeah, I just fell into the right people and took off from there. Fast money. I made money so fast. I mean, I got to buy whatever I wanted. And I have nothing to show for it now. That's the sad thing, you know.
Yeah.
But my drug habit was definitely paid for.
Yeah.
It's weird because I don't like crowds of people, and I don't like chaotic stuff. And I was even like that when I was younger, but I did stay in the industry, and I had to deal with a lot of that stuff. But that's not me. It never was me. I just liked that my habit was paid for, I think.
Yeah.
And people, I mean, I was good at what I did, and it sucks to say that, but I made good money on doing it, you know, and just selling drugs.
Yeah.
I never had to, you know, a lot of drug dealers, women have fallen into the prostitution and that all. Nothing like that. Nothing. I mean, I was just selling drugs, and that was it. And I feel like my people that I had the respect for me, you know what I mean? But I look back now and it's like all stupid, like what the fuck? You need to have respect for yourself, you know what I mean? I don't look down. I do look down on drug dealers now that I'm doing, because there is a chance for people, and there is resources for people to get better, you know?
Yeah.
I've been through 10 treatment centers. 10. And
Yeah.
I've only graduated 2. So that tells you the whole other 8, I was really pushing it and fighting it, you know? But I have graduated, recently I graduated an outpatient program called CODA.
Okay.
And then I did an inpatient one when I was 21. And I only did that because I had to. But I took my tools with me, and I love. Now that I look back, I'm like, that was the best 6 months of my life. Because I learned so much about myself. But that was forced upon me by jail. And like I said, I was on probation for, the last 15 years.
Oh, really?
I fought with probation and parole and get in trouble, and of course, goes along with selling drugs.
Yeah.
And I've been off paper now for like 5 years, 7 years. And I feel so good.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't change it. Like, if I get in trouble, and I always got in trouble because somebody else's stupid action, like, or I was at the wrong place at the wrong time, or, you know. I never got busted with my drugs. I never got busted. I don't shoplift, but I got busted with people in the store while they were shoplifting, and I got drug into it. You know what I mean? I never got busted shoplifting myself.
Oh, interesting.
It was just like, but I always ended up eating the charge.
But enough to extend
enough for them to involve me, and you know, and so then it's just. That's what I hate about my criminal background, is because, I did affiliate with those people, but the crimes that I was charged with, it was never my own drugs. You know what I mean? It was like, can I just get caught for something I did, you know, like, really?
Yeah.
Or,
seriously.
you know, or not have someone put it off on me and say it was me, and then me not be able to fight it in court, so I had to just plead guilty, you know, it sucked.
Yeah.
So I have an extensive background that really haunts me, too. Like, I was denied 4 apartments.
Oh, really?
In the first month of apartment searching, and it sucked. I just wanted to give up. I was like, dude, I'm done. Even though my mom, I sold 7 years ago, and that still haunts me.
Yeah.
And I'm working on getting it expunged, but it takes time. Especially with the way the courts are right now. Everything's backed up, and it doesn't move fast, you know? So finally I went into an apartment complex. I said, look, lady, are you the manager? She's like, why? I go, because I just need help. I have a bad background. I'm going to put it on the table for you like this. And I told her everything about me and what I've been through and what I needed. And she's like, I can help you.
Oh.
And so she had me into my own place in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I had all my reasonable accommodations from my counselor, my DD counselor, and all that. And I was in an apartment in 2 days. I said, so that's how you got to do it. You just got to go lay it on the table. Forget the application online. You just got to go in there and you just got to tell them how it is and like what you need. And so that's how I've learned to be outspoken. Now I feel really confident in myself now that I did that. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start speaking my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, being kind of transparent.
Yeah,
and just
because I'm not going to be bashful anymore. I'm just going to lay it out, you know? So, and then now with background checks, I just say, we'll explain. I'm not even going to write it all down.
Oh, that's smart.
I just say, we'll explain. It's just easier to do it in person, like, you know, word, not writing it down.
Yeah.
Because they get to stereotype you if you just write it down. And they just see that one charge, and then they're like, oh, done. So, that's what It's like with my job, same thing with my job. I can't, all the other warehouses, I had to do a plea, I had to do a turnaround appeal to get into this warehouse. It's like, well, it's a warehouse job. What can you really possibly deny me for in a warehouse job?
Yeah.
But all the other warehouses around me right now, I'm having a problem getting hired on.
Really?
And that's why I stuck under this gig gap for so long.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that's, I guess, where my drug dealing is. I'm about to put it in the closet, you know, and just be done with it.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Both my kids, none of them use drugs. I'm so shocked because usually it's a pattern in the family. You know, my kids, they wouldn't touch it. I mean, I'm just amazed.
Yeah.
But maybe my life has them watching me go through what I went through is going to be enough for them not to do it. You know. So yeah. I have also a little sister that's she could have a reality show of her life too. Man, she's just a riot. You'd love to interview her. She could have. Oh my gosh. She's 29. She's a riot. She's tattooed. You know, tattoos on her face, tattoos on her hands. She's a beautiful girl. But her life is just one big reality show. I mean, it's crazy. If you see it or call it, it's in her life. Like, it is crazy.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed. Yeah. I'm like, man. She keeps me busy. She's still in her addiction, and I'm trying to lead the horse to water. And
Oh, good.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So, but
What was the hardest drug to kick or?
Thank God, my only drug was meth that I was on. And that's the worst one of them all, right? Well, besides fentanyl came in.
Yeah.
The hardest part was, I want to say having the energy, like, afterwards. It really just, I think for me, I never went to the doctor for ADHD, but it did the opposite for me. It, like, calmed me down, but
really?
It helped with my attention. I could, like, concentrate on something. And I still find that hard this day, but after being clean for over a year, that I still cannot concentrate on things. Or it's weird. If I smoke meth, I can sit down and watch TV. But if I don't, I'm all over the place. Is that weird? I don't know.
Yeah, that is
weird.
weird.
It's opposite. So it's just, and finding the energy to do things sometimes. I'm like, you can do it, Jennifer. Just get up and do it, you know, or you got this. And then the body aches from the fentanyl being put into the meth. That was
really?
horrible. Like, back in the day when I was kicking, it wasn't a kick. It was just go to sleep, eat some food, and you'll be done. And you'll be better, you know. Now it's really a bad thing because fentanyl's in it. And my body ached, and I felt like I was dope sick.
Really?
You don't feel that back in the day. I mean, they're really poisoning people with that fentanyl everywhere. I don't even think meth users use meth much anymore. It's all fentanyl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard to find just a meth person like it. They're all fentanyl. It's sad.
It's everywhere, yeah.
It's like they did it on purpose to kill us off or something, you know? That's what I feel like they brought it in, you know, right after the end, and it's just killing people off left and right.
I know it's hard not to be conspiratorial about
it. Is. It's really hard. That's why I don't even do
really
politics. I don't even do I don't even vote.
Yeah, totally.
I don't even vote. I stay out of it. I live my life and do the least that I have to do to be, you know, because I don't even want to be involved. Government, I don't know, Mom. I still play like I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, as long as I'm living by the law and by the law and I don't even want to be involved. President, I don't care as long as I don't even. I mean, it's hard. It's a hard life right now. It really is. It's a struggle every day. So.
Yeah.
But it only makes you stronger, right? Just to get up and get through that in the last day and then the next day, and so yeah.
Yeah. This last time going through the treatment center, what was the impetus to start and get clean?
This time I was on my own. I just got tired of the life, you know. I got tired of living in my car.
Yeah.
And I knew that feeling good about myself was the first step, and that would be getting off drugs. I'd have to get off drugs to get out of my car, you know. Like, I was going to be stuck. If I was to stay depressed, I was just going to be stuck in that car using drugs for forever, you know what I mean? And so I just enrolled myself in treatment and started going. And then slowly I started feeling better about myself, and it came the job, and everything else. But it did take me 2 years to be homeless, and even a year that I was using, and then the last year I've been clean. So it was just wanting something different. And I think my dad passing away helped. Like, I wanted to, but I wanted to show him something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was hard.
Yeah, of course.
It's never too late, you know. But no, yeah. I'm tired of being the black sheep of the family, like the bad person, you know. When really I was the one that took care of the whole family. So, and that's why I just keep on trucking every day. Like, I'm around drug users for God's sake, my boss uses drugs. But I can't let that affect me. Like, I just gotta keep on going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have people on the street every day come up and ask me if I know where to get this and I know where to get that. I'm like, dude, get away from my car.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious right now? Get away from why would you just come up and ask a stranger that? But that's what they do these days. nobody cares who you are or what you're doing. You got your kids in the car, they don't care.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? People got balls these days just to come up to my car. Like, why, are you serious? I'm like, wow. I was at the bottle drop the other day, and like 3 people came up to my car like within 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, and I have my niece. She's like 11 years old. I'm like, what the? And she's looking at me because she doesn't really know anything about. We try to keep it discreet, you know. I mean, she knows. She got taken away from her mom, so she knows a little bit, but not.
Yeah.
You know. And she's like, what? What do they want, Auntie? What? I'm like, never mind, Kaylee. You know, they don't care. They just don't care.
Yeah.
You know, so. And the bottle drop, they're going to close the bottle drop down because of drug users. Well, I see why. They're swarming the bottle drops nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they're swarming them, like, they're everywhere.
Yeah, it's not a pretty sight at the bottle drop.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the bottle drop unless you have, like, a protective suit on and, like, just a sign saying stay away from me or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then down by Judas truck stop's really bad, too, the homeless people down there where I work. But now down there, I turned it around, like, I have food that I get from my work because I'm a third-party courier is what I am. Like a cheap FedEx, you know?
Yeah,
and they have their own cars and they do deliveries for us. Have you ever heard of Factor, HelloFresh?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Farmer's Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I work down there with them, and our boxes come in damaged or whatever. And I'll be the one to take the food out to the homeless people.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of like, I'll just suit up and show up, you know, and try not to let any of the bullshit bother me. And I'll go down and I'll deliver food to them and give them food. At the bottle drop, I'll take boxes of food down. But that's all I'll do. I'll just kind of like, here you go. And so it feels good, though, to help back. But again, I don't want to enable them either. Like, I'm not going to keep doing it if I don't see anything different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know. I have a weird thinking when it comes to that. Because I was homeless, too. But at the same time, like, you can get out of it. You can. Like, you can.
It's hard to know how to help people going
through
that.
It is hard to know, yeah. Right. You never know. No one could help me. Like, I had to help myself. Like, nobody could help me. Like, everybody had all these ideas and all this, how they were going to help Jennifer or how Jennifer should help do this. Or it took me to do it.
Yeah.
Finally, that light came out of my head and I wanted to do it, you know. So even the law couldn't tell me what to do. The POs, I laughed at them, you know, and that's when I found myself in jail 25 times for a probation violation.
Yeah.
But it just takes that one time for a person to want to change, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, giving people money and food and anything.
You just can't do it you can only do it so many times, you know, and then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's especially when it comes to family, like, you know, you're enabling family. That's really like I don't enable none of my family. My sister used to call me for drugs. I'm not bringing you drugs. I'm not giving you free drugs. I refuse. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
She knew I was a drug dealer. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. Well, you need to borrow money? No, I'm not. Can't do it. It's easier to say no to your family. For me, that's the opposite because people are like, I can't say no to her. She's my sister. I don't care if it's my sister or not. I'm telling her no.
Yeah.
I can tell my family no more than I can tell a person I don't know no. It's weird. It's the opposite for me.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Because it's family. People are like, oh, I'll give in because it's my sister. Or I can't tell her no because, you know, I don't care if it's my family or not. Like, no. Tough love is what I call it.
Yeah, because you know.
Yeah.
What enabling is.
Yeah. I was enabled my whole life. Yeah, pretty much, you know. Like.
Yeah, you felt enabled?
Yeah, I did feel enabled, but at the same time, I was independent. You know what I mean? It's kind of a hard. Like I said, I could have a reality show in my life. I've lived all walks of life and enabled and codependent and not and I feel like I've been in every. I mean, yeah. I went to a psych eval when I lost my kids, and you know, they never pursued it, but my psych eval came back. I had like 7 different personality traits, and they ruled out depression, but they said I was hostile and unsociable and 7 personality. But they never put me on meds, and that's why they kept my kids. Was because of my outcome of my psych eval. If I would have had a real attorney, I could have probably I could have got my kids back, you know what I mean? So I was clean and sober for 2 years, fighting the court. I still didn't get my kids back because of the psych eval.
Really?
Yeah. And if I would have got a second opinion probably on another psych eval and been able to go through the whole process, I probably would have won, but that's here nor there. But yeah, they say that I'm unsociable, hostile, and I'm defiant to authority, and, you know, but really I'm not. I'm just, what am I? I'm bold. I don't take anybody's bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's who I am.
Yeah.
I grew up in North Portland, I guess I could say. That all stems out right there. That's where I grew up, and that's how I am. You gotta be tough, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm the street smart child. Yeah, I'm resourceful. That's what everybody calls me. You're very resourceful.
Huh. Oh yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm always trying to do a good deed somewhere, you know. I've been driving for the food bank for. That's another thing I did to get clean and sober was I started volunteering my time. You know, just time, people, places, and things, and all that is big. And your time, you gotta stay busy. If you're not busy doing nothing, then you're just gonna get bored and fall back into whatever you're doing. You know.
Yeah.
You're gonna go back to what you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I still drive for the food bank.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's what I gotta do after I leave here. I gotta go pick up a load at work and then take it to the food bank. That's what I enjoy doing is helping people, and it keeps me busy.
Yeah, staying busy.
I'm a very physical person. I never sit down. This is the longest I've sat down probably all day. So I'm always on the move.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You'll never see me sitting down at home. I don't sit down. It's weird. If I am, I'm puzzling.
Puzzling. Oh, yeah.
That's a hobby. That's my hobby. I like to puzzle.
Yeah.
I've done 250 puzzles.
Wow, how big are puzzles you like to do?
I've done 2,000
2,000?
piece Coca-Cola puzzles.
Yeah, how long does that take you?
Oh, well, that probably took me a little over 2 months with 2 kitchen tables next to each other. And they had to be right. They had to be perfectly, level. It took a while.
Wow,
and then
yeah,
guess what?
impressive.
There's one piece missing out of the whole puzzle.
Oh, did you find it?
Did not find it, but guess what? I made one.
Oh.
I was hanging
There you go, yeah.
What I do with my puzzles is I glue them all together.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
I never put a puzzle together and then just put it back in the box.
It feels weird, doesn't it?
I wasted a lot of time on it. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Whether I put it on the wall, I had 175 puzzles on my last apartment. I had them in the hallways. The hallway was like all miscellaneous. The bathroom was like all fish stuff, and the kitchen was sunflower puzzles.
Wow.
And the living room was like barns and nature stuff. And I had them all categorized out the whole house. And when I ended up moving, I ended up taking pictures of all of them just in case they was to get ruined in the move.
Yeah.
But I still have them all to this day.
Oh, wow.
I got a basketball hoop box, and I put them in the basketball hoop box. And then I put stuff in between them to keep them so they wouldn't fold and bend.
Yeah.
I still have them.
Oh, cool.
But it takes me a lot longer now that I'm clean to do a puzzle.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, it takes me a lot longer to do a puzzle. And I might have 3 or 4 pieces missing by the time I'm done. Just because it's been sitting around the table for so long.
Yeah, God knows really.
Yeah. I picked up 300 puzzles the other day off of the free on Craigslist.
Oh, really?
300? My car was stuffed. I couldn't even see out my windows. That's another thing I do is pick up free stuff all the time.
Yeah?
Offline. Bad habit. Bad. Don't do it. My house became full. My last house.
Yeah, I haven't fast.
I had a 3-story house, and it was full.
Wow.
It was a nightmare. Like all the stuff I didn't even end up taking with me. Like why I spent all that time and gas picking everything up and going out to seek it out, and then now I don't even have any of it. But hey, whatever.
Yeah, so it's hard not to look at the Craigslist free sometimes.
Oh my God, it's so hard.
And just...
I do it all the time. That's like, and at work when I'm not doing anything at work, I'm on looking at Craigslist or Facebook, Marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's 10 things right now I want to go get, but I'm like, no, you can't do it. No, don't do it, Jennifer. And then sometimes I can make money that way though too. I've picked up pressure washers before that were perfectly fine, and I've sold them for $300-$400.
Wow.
And they were free. So it's another way of me making legal money and not having to go out and do. You know what I mean? Not having to
side hustle
Yeah. It's a hustle, but it's not a bad hustle. You know.
Yeah, totally.
And sometimes I feel bad because the person gave it away, and they're like, I don't know what's wrong with it. I tried fixing it, and then I take it home, and my boyfriend or my partner will have it fixed in 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh man, I feel kind of bad, Because there'll be an older man that really wanted to use this pressure washer, and he didn't know what was wrong with it. And he said he tried forever.
Huh.
But I've turned around and sell it for $300-$400.
Wow,
I do that
nice.
quite often.
Yeah.
Find things I sell. So, but
wow, yeah, that's great. Crows are out.
Where's the pollen at? I don't see any flower. Why am I?
Yeah, sorry, the allergies are getting you.
I know why. I don't understand. There's no flowers. There's nothing in the air.
I should have brought some tissues. You all right?
I'll be fine.
Okay.
It don't matter if I tissue it.
Yeah.
I had a flashback when I was a kid. My neighbor had a crow, and she clipped the crow so he couldn't fly, right? And it would chase. We'd get out of our car when I was a kid, and it would chase us all up to our front porch. And if we couldn't get our key in the door fast enough, this freaking crow would peck at our feet.
Really?
And it lived next door. I just remember that. So many times I got chased by that crow. And they're fast.
Yeah. They're smart. They'll
they're
remember
so smart.
The whole thing.
You wouldn't think they were that smart, but they're smart.
Yeah. So did you ever live outside of Portland?
Yeah, I lived when I was homeless the last 2 years. Or yeah, I traveled. I went to McMinnville, Carlton, Yamhill. I was out in that area for a while. My mom's lives in Washougal, so I stayed with my mom in Washougal for a little while. I've been to every state besides Hawaii and Alaska, by the way.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
I've been everywhere.
Oh, so you've been everywhere.
My dad was a long-haul truck driver, like I said, and I did get chances and opportunities to go with him when I was younger.
Really?
I'd miss school every now and then, go with him or whatever. But yeah, I've been everywhere, and I remember every state pretty much. I can recall something in every city that I've been in. But I've lived in every city in the Portland metro area.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, so I'm pretty familiar with that area.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it must have been nice to go on
It was
long
nice
drives with your dad.
Oh, yeah.
And...
It was, we had some good times, you know. I remember sitting on his lap, driving the big old truck with him. And, I remember going to the Hoover Dam. I was still in the Hoover Dam because we got out, and I was rough horsing around, you know, where you can walk at, and then there's that leg. Yeah, he had to catch me. It was scary. I remember that.
It was a huge,
I was really hyper. Yes, I'd been gone. Like, bye-bye, Jennifer.
You know?
I remember having Easter at the truck stop in Texas, next to the big old dinosaurs. When you pull in, there's like, but there's no grass in Texas. It was all just dirt Easter. But that was cool. My dad did that for me. I remember a lot of things. I remember at the Army base in Pennsylvania, my mom and dad got arrested for possession of cocaine.
Oh.
And they took our dog to jail. And then I had to get flown home to somebody till they got it all figured out, whatnot. You know, my mom took the charge for my dad so he could keep the CDO. That was very exciting as a kid. No, like, I didn't know what was going on. I was a kid, you know, really.
Yeah.
But later in life, I found out what all happened. You know, I thought I was having to go home just because I needed to go home. You know, I didn't think. But I mean, the Army bases are really, they're not nice. I don't like Army bases. Military is just, they're not nice people. They got rules, you know what I mean? I mean, that's just that. I mean, I don't know. But let's see, I have had the ocean beaches. I don't like the ocean. I almost drowned. So we stopped stopping at the ocean anymore. We just, yeah. My dad liked to go, he liked to really go up into Montana and cut across and go up through all those states rather than the higher and lower ones. He always stayed in the middle, and that's always our route. Like, he'd go all the way to Connecticut, Vermont, all the way up. I mean,
really?
Yeah. Then he never was empty. He always had a load in that truck. And see, I work around, I think that's why I like my job so much, not to skip situations, but I work around trucks. And I grew up at a truck stop. We lived there for like a couple months before we got our house.
Oh, really?
And I mean, I remember vaguely, not much because I was only 3, 4 years old, but I think I like my job because my dad's close to me.
Yeah.
The trucks are around me all day, it's familiar, and I think that's why I like my job so much, and I'm determined every day to get up and go. Like, there's not much that can stop me from going to work. Like, I enjoy my job. I love my job. It's weird.
Oh, great. Yeah,
there's not a day that I wake up and I'm like, I gotta go to work. I never feel like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go to work, you know, and I'm always early and I'm always there. And I think it's because I feel close to my dad.
Yeah.
I think that's probably gonna be my industry. It's probably gonna be warehouse trucking, you know, something like in transportation. I think that's where I'll stay. As long as my body will let me. I'm supposed to go to a surgeon on Friday, but I hurt my knee.
Oh.
And so I'm hoping that they're not gonna do surgery.
Yeah.
But they would want to. But I'm like, I can't miss work, so I'm gonna try to do anything else but surgery. But that's what I like to do is just stay in the warehouse in the trucking area.
Yeah, I think that's.
And I'm good with the truck drivers too. I think it comes from growing up with truck drivers. You know?
Yeah.
I know how to communicate with them well, and we relate to each other. So.
Speak their language, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm really and safety stuff. I know a lot of stuff about trucks and being around trucks and.
Oh yeah.
And I'm learning the forklift right now. That's been a big adventure for me. I've dropped a few things. I broke a few pallets, you know, but I'm learning. I definitely in the blonde situation when it comes to that forklift. Because you got all those handle, you know, and they all do something different.
Oh, yeah.
The hand coordination thing, you know, I've never been a video game player. I guess that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and remember, like, So I forget what handle does what, and then, so I'm not catching on to that as fast as I thought I would. But I'm in training for that, too. Right now. And that's going to be a good certification if I can get it and get certified. I could take that anywhere probably. Even with my background, I could probably get jobs, you know? So I'm hoping I can get it. I really am. I mean, everybody says, you drive like a race car driver, how come you can't learn the forklift? Big difference.
There's a big difference.
A car, forklift, lifting things up and having a level weight, and that's a big difference.
Yeah, there's a lot more finesse with the forklift, right?
Yeah. I don't want to kill people. I got these big old pallets, you know, And that's another hobby I did when I was growing up. was I was a motorcycle racer.
Oh, really?
Motocross. My dad was when he was growing up, and then my grandparents got me a quad when I was 4. So I had a quad. I had a 160 because a Suzuki. Then I had a 200 Blaster when I was 8, and then I went up to the 350 Banshee when I was 10. When I was 10.
Wow, I had a Banshee too. Those were wild.
That's something I got. Banshee. I loved my freaking Banshee.
Oh, loud.
My grandpa built. I got it when I was 10. Like I said, I sat on that Banshee every day at the Yamaha shop. And I opened the trailer in Florence on my birthday, and there it was, ribbons and everything. And my grandpa built that thing. JD Racing built my bike. I don't know if you know. JD Racing was Duncan actually. Duncan he built my bike was the last bike Duncan built before he sold out to JD Racing.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Jim Duncan. Yeah, he built my bike for me, and I love my Banshee. The power band on that thing. Oh my god. That's like natural energy right there. That was my natural high. Like when I would go riding, I wouldn't even think about getting high. Like that was my high, my riding.
Oh yeah.
And I did that every weekend as a kid, all the way up until I was 15. I went riding with my grandparents.
Oh, cool.
But then I gave my Banshee. I hadn't been riding it for a long time because I hadn't had a license or a car or a truck or no way to get there, and didn't have friends that rode. So my grandparents were in a nursing home, so I couldn't really ride anymore. I was like, I just sat there. And I really thought my oldest boy was gonna cherish it. He sold it for a pickup truck. He traded it for a truck. And when I handed it off to him, I said, "Don't ever get rid of this bike. This bike is built one in its other kind. Grandpa, we took good care of this bike, this Banshee." And the first thing he did was start changing the motor thing on it. Okay, whatever. I tried to bite my tongue about that. Then he switched the plastic and the paint and all that. Okay, well that's just cosmetic. Then he came home with a Toyota pickup truck with no Banshee, and I was devastated.
Yeah.
I can't replace it. Like I can't ever replace that. I can go buy a brand new one. It's still ain't gonna be the same. Like they don't sell them no more. But you know what I mean? Like that bike was my bike. Like, and he. And I called the guy that did the trade, and he had already had it all tore apart.
Oh really?
By the time I found out what happened, the guy was already into it. Because I was gonna buy it back. Like my mom would have bought it back for me like that. But the guy was already into it, turning it apart. And
really?
Motor parts had been sent off, so I was like, you know what? It's an honor.
That's too bad.
But that's what I did my whole childhood. So. There's racing motorcycles.
That's cool.
And
that's
quads,
fun.
And quads. Oh, I love it.
Oh, it's the best.
I'm getting ready to go. Actually, we're going to go to Browns camp for a week.
Oh, really?
With some friends. And I don't like borrowing people's bikes or riding people's quads, but I'm actually going to take the opportunity because they're willing and they say we could. But we're going to go camping with them. And I haven't been in 8 years. So I'm excited. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm so excited. Even though it's not mine, I'm ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been to dunes in a while.
It's just like the outdoors and
I love it,
everything.
yeah. There's just something different about it when you're camping, and everything is different. And that's where my sister's gonna try to get clean. I'm gonna try to get her clean on that trip.
Oh yeah.
That's another because it seems like a good place to do it, like away from everybody, but still with us as family, and it's gonna be relaxed. There's no gonna be no one telling her to get up out of bed. I'm just gonna let her do her own thing, and see if she can. By the time we leave, hopefully she'll be a little bit, in that mode of getting back on track. I'm hoping.
Yeah, you can hope.
Instead of putting her in detox, if that's what it's next. If I'm gonna have to be a meanie about it, you know what I mean? Is I'm gonna have to force her to go into detox, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want her to do it, like you said, outdoors. That's another reason why we kind of have the trip planned.
Oh, good.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
She'll be in Jennifer's rehab. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I hope that works out.
Yeah, I hope so too. I thought about being a drug and alcohol counselor, but I don't do well at school. I've never been well.
Yeah.
My grades were okay, but I never been well at school and actually sitting down doing homework. Again, I think it's that ADHD thing. And I don't remember what I read anymore. It's weird. I loved to read when I was a kid. I was in the reading bees, spelling bees, all that, and now I can't even remember what I read. I'll read it and I'll forget. It's weird. But I thought about being a drug and alcohol counselor.
Yeah.
And that'd be a way to help people. But then I just can't do the schooling for it. I wish there was another way I could do it. And now that I do everything online so much, I hate the computer. I cannot. Applications for a job on the computer, why do I have to do it like this?
Yeah.
Why can't I just go to the store, pick up a paper application like I used to, and do it? So I'm not computer savvy, really. I hate them.
I understand that.
So and now that's how they're doing school. It's like, them, that's what breaks my heart, too. All the kids in school are all on tablets. Auntie, can you help me with the homework? What homework? You're on a tablet. There ain't no homework. This ain't homework. The heck? You know what I mean? You don't have to carry a book no more to go to school. I mean, where's your backpack at?
Yeah, I know. Maintaining focus when you just are on the tablet.
It doesn't feel like they're doing it. Like they're, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't seem quite right.
Yeah, nothing's hands-on. And like it was easier for me to learn, like when the teacher was at the board talking and doing a lesson. You know what I mean? Like now they're just like in their tablets, and they don't even need the teacher. Well, that's what they think anyway, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how they do. They just pawn it off on technology.
Yeah, teachers are doing less and less, and
Yeah.
tablets are doing more.
But they're going on strike more and more. No.
Yeah.
I just feel like, yeah, it sucks for the kids. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I never thought about it that way. But they are going on strike. They want more money, but they don't teach. I mean, they don't got great papers anymore.
It does seem like it these days.
You know what I mean? I saw that. That was good. That's something I taught myself today. Cool. Yeah.
So you said you're taking a break from men. Have you been married or anything like that before?
I have not been married. I'm not marriage material, I don't think. I'm just so independent and so like. I honestly have not been. I get along with guys on a friend level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a lot of guy friends that dig me as we're friends, good friends.
Yeah.
I made 2 mistakes of getting in a relationship with them, and we hate each other. It's totally strange. Like my best guy friend for 20 years, we decided to get in a relationship, and we haven't seen each other in 10 years, and we hate each other. And then the relationship that I'm getting out of now, or have been out of now, we were friends for 30 years. 30 years. And the first year was the worst relationship I've ever been in my life. We did the most damage, or he did the most damage. I really just tried to run, but we hate each other. And he's treated me so bad, like stole us from me, bashed my windshield in my car. Something that you would think your best friend as a guy friend would never do to you if you get into a love relationship.
Yeah.
It has totally turned. And I'm like, dude, you know who I was. Why are you trying to change me? Why are you breaking my windshield because I'm doing, you know who I am. You've known me forever since we were like this high. But no, me and relationships don't get along. I would never probably ever get married. And maybe I might meet Mr. Charming one day and change my mind, but as of right now, it's just a piece of paper, I feel like.
Yeah.
If you live together and you cohabitate together, then you should respect each other and live the same way. Like, it's just too much work to get married. I think it's overrated, obviously. I do, I really do. I was engaged for, I think my last relationship was 10 years. And we were engaged and thought we were going to get married. And I guess maybe that's kind of why I'm anti-boyfriend, too, because he really broke my heart. Like, we had a hauling company together. We were in our addiction the whole time, but we had a hauling company together, LLC. And we were about to get married, and then he left me. He got on heroin.
Oh.
And behind my back, I didn't know about it. And so then the girl that started him on the heroin, he ended up having to leave me for her because, well, he knew I wasn't going to stand for it. And so we split up, and that broke my heart. Like, it just happened out of the blue, out of nowhere. That's the drug addiction is strong, you know?
Yeah. Damn.
And to this day, now he's on fentanyl, and he's all messed off, you know? But we're best friends. We split up, and I have forgiven him, and we're best friends.
Oh, good.
I can call him, and he'll help me with anything. Like, if I'm a flat tire, he'll drop everything he's doing. Like, he'll help me with anything. Even serious stuff. Like, I'll do the same for him. Besides, I can't stand to be around him when he's falling out. But, I mean, we're best friends. Okay. And I'm even friends with his girlfriend. Oh. I was the bigger woman. We get along fine. And I respect her boundaries. And, like, she comes to me, she's like, will you tell Corey to stop being mean to me? I'm like, I'm just the ex-girlfriend. I don't want to be involved. Like, I don't want to be involved. Leave me out of it, you know? She's like, well, you're the only one he'll listen to. I'm like, just 2 years ago, you hated my guts and you were taking my man and you were trying to take my house, and I'm not getting involved. Just leave me the heck out of it, dude. Now you want me to be your guys' counselor? I don't think so.
Yeah. Boundary.
Boundary, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he tried to move her into the house and take the house and everything, but I won in court. I got to keep the house. That was a big part I skipped, I guess, is that part. Yeah, we were together 10 years and had our own business and everything. So I went from that to being alone to having a bunch of roommates that kept me in my addiction. And that I guess that kind of kept me in my addiction for a while, too. Yeah. That was the heavier part of it, was when he left, yeah. Yeah. It took me a while. I cried for, I think, 4 months. I cried every day. That was the longest breakup to get over ever.
Yeah, 10 years is a really long time.
It was a long time. If I look back, it was a big old chunk of my life. Yeah. Big chunk. And my kids' life, too. It's crazy. And how it ends so fast. Over drugs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, drugs.
Drugs. That seems to be the epidemic these days, is drugs.
Yeah.
It's all over, so that's what happens. Oh.
Well, final question. What message do you have for people getting clean?
Just keep going. Just keep going. And never turn down anybody that, and the message people are trying to send out, or when people are trying to don't shut people down. You know what I mean? Always keep, when people are giving you advice or people are trying to give you tools to take with you or suggestions on how to get clean, or always keep them, suck them all in. That's what I did. I just gathered all the information I could from everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do this, Jennifer, and I just gathered it all in, and then I just did what I want with it. You know what I mean? I kind of took a piece from everybody. Just keep going. You can do it. Like, it's, you just gotta wake up one day and say, I want to do it, or it's all within yourself. Don't let nobody else tell you have to do it. That's all I can say. You have to want it within you. Like, my kids couldn't make me. Nobody can make me.
Yeah.
So just keep going. There's always going to be somebody out there that you can grab onto and they'll lead you the way. But you got to want to do it yourself. So resources. That's all. I mean, there is resources out there. You just got to keep trying them. I finally got a DV grant for my apartment after a couple of years of being homeless. I finally got it because I kept trying. I didn't care if they said the wait list was closed or not. I kept trying. And finally, the director of the program got a hold of me and got me a voucher out of the blue. Like, so just keep trying.
Yeah, persistence.
Yeah. Right? Persistence. That's all it takes. Persistence. I don't care if the counselor's on your nerves or you're on their nerves. Just keep trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they tell me no motel vouchers. I just kept on trying. Next thing you know, I'd have a motel voucher. I just, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Okay, Jennifer. Thanks. I appreciate it.